Here it is, YouTube, our Champions League fixtures. For the very first time, we're in the league phase in the save. On the screen, it is the teams that we will be playing, and they are Anderlecht, Hajduk Split, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Vigo, PSV, Atletico, and Real Madrid. That means we have both Milan teams, both Madrid teams, and we got some winnable games in there as well. Let me know in the comment section down below before we run the intro where we think we'll finish in the league phase in our very first time in the Champions League. Secondly, we now have over 40 mil in the club because of the signings and the sales of the last episode and that money from the Champions League. Gonna run that intro. When we come back, it's gonna be squad registration and how hard it is to put out a squad because we have no Scottish players, no homegrown players, and well, things might be pretty difficult for the next few years in Europe. And then we'll go and recap probably the first half of this campaign. Okay, YouTube, here we go. We've got our unregistered players. So the hardest part of the save for now is knowing that we're going to have some players that are not going to be able to be registered. The board continuously will not let us improve the youth recruitment. We need young players. That's why I've signed a heap of under 18 players last episode to try and make them homegrown. Let's go through the list. So straight away, Caleb and Joe Hogarth. Hogarth, obviously, homegrown. We need him. Under 21, Ogilvy doesn't need to be picked. That's good. So Jean, Jarrell Consa, Damien Sturrock, Taraki, Gumney, Ferland Mendy, St. Anna all need to be picked. Falcons, and if Schonfield misses out, that's fine. Mariba's good. Irving's good. Foley needs to play. Amarin's the backup. Lynch comes in. Muir and Rojas is fine. Strikers, Lee Brennan, Fabio, Joe Gerhardt, no. Claudio, yes. So straight away, we've got 19 with a couple of gaps. John Derrich is homegrown, so I guess he comes in and doesn't affect anything. So, and he can be more backup. Schonfield can't come in, okay. Sergio Crockett can't come in, okay. Don't need him. Cole McKinnon can come in because he's homegrown. Cole McKinnon only hangs around for European games just in case we need him. So on the out is Stone. Don't really care. Actually, Stone could probably come in here. Yeah, okay. Could actually get Stone in the team. Alright. So on the outs is Ogilvy's under 21, doesn't need to be playing, doesn't need to be registered. Quasem, Vokins, Schonfield, Sergio Croquet, Amadou Sene, can't bring him in, he's out for the next 2 to 3 months anyway. Under 21 player doesn't need to be registered. Joe Gerhardt might kick up a stink. I'm happy with that. Let's see if anyone kicks up a stink that they missed out. Probably Joe Gerhardt, but that's about it. No immediate kick up of a stink. It's always the hardest part when you don't have any young players. See how easy it would be when all these guys that are 18 turn into homegrown players. Then all of a sudden I can register 3 more players. It's really, really nice. Oh well. Okay. No one seems upset. I'll let you know if anyone gets upset, YouTube. That's that part done. Now we look forward to Champions League games against Anderlecht and Hajduk Split to open. I'm not going to give you them live comms. They're not big enough games, but what I will do is definitely give you our first ever goal in the Champions League, and hopefully it is scored against Anderlecht in a win away from home. You, yes, you, follow me on Twitch. You watch all my content live and, of course, all the VODs for all your viewing needs. The Twitch is the place to go, and for funny clips like this. Pietro Pellegrini is a freak, Mum.
Honestly.
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak. Our first game in Europe is done and dusted, YouTube, and well, what a crazy game of football it was. If you have a look at the match stats here against Anderlecht, 17 shots 8 plays 17 shots 5. We actually had 3.55 XG, and De Franca up front missed about 3 tap-ins as well. I will say that Anderlecht were very good value for their lead at halftime, if you can see from the XG table here, and I'll show you guys the match momentum in just a second. But our first ever goal goes to Sotomayor. Is our first goal scorer ever in this Champions League. Sotomayor with the ball from Lynch over the top, and Sotomayor slots it into the bottom bin, and that made it 1-0. This game was crazy though, and they did score from a set piece here with Nazario with a header, Ansen to make it 1-1, and to make it 2-1 was Leon here as well. This gets the ball, very young prospect that I'm now scouting, cuts it to Leon. At this stage, it was all Anderlecht, and we were very much pinned in this game. We then missed a million chances here, and then Sotomayor decided to pop up again to score a brace in the Champions League. Ball finds Amarim off the bench. He goes down this right-hand side. Sotomayor taps it in. Magical as anything. But the game wasn't over there as well, YouTube. Constantly giving away a penalty on a 6.1. Anson, 6'7", 107 kilos. But he also has balls of steel, because he stays down the middle in one of our biggest moments to face a penalty and earn us a point at 2-2. I did switch into the defensively minded 4-4-2 at the end of the game as well, because it ebbed and flowed this one. This one was a proper game that each team had a big amount of momentum in it. As you can see, we started particularly well after Anderlecht scored their first. They dominated till half-time. We had a period after half-time where we were more dominant, and then Anderlecht again went ballistic. Luckily for us, we found our goal. Anderlecht missed that pen, and then we switched into the defensive system right at the end, which is probably why we got a little bit here, as we had a little bit more control and not trying to pump the ball. Outside of that, very, very happy with that as a result. This boy needs to work on how to put the ball in the back of the net, because that was woeful. If you look at his XG, 0.86, didn't score. Nearly created 1 XG by himself for the team. Did not score one of them. Had a million key chances. Did not want to finish any of them. 4 shots, 1 shot on target. One of those days at the office of Fabio De Franco. But that was our first game in the Champions League. Worth recapping. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to recap Hajduk split, and I think we'll go with Inter Milan at home as well, and then next episode we'll recap the next few with a little bit more, and then the episode after that will be a double header against the 2 Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, the 2 Madrid sides, because that is definitely something that we can look forward to. YouTube, the game is conspiring against me to not have a good fucking year. And I apologise for the swearing, but here we go. Amadou Sene, we already know he's out with an hip injury. He's out for at least another month. Yep. Constantine Schonfield, who is probably going to get more minutes for us at the moment, just did his cruciate out for 8 to 9 months. This is the second ACL injury I've had in 2 years back-to-back, which is ridiculous. And it gets worse. Ashton Muir finally gets called up for Scottish international duty. He's been playing outrageous on the left-hand side, and I've actually started playing him over currently Rojas. Goes and breaks his ankle and is out for 3 to 5 months. So we've now already had a 3-month injury plus for 3 of our first-team players, or players that would have been around the first team. We have 8 players currently on the injury table at the moment, and there is no real... things are just getting worse. I don't understand what's going on. The training cycles that I use are the RDF tactic training cycles. I always use them every single save. I've never had injury problems ever. But at the moment, our players are falling by the wayside, and I'm finding it hard to field a team with backup players and finding it hard to have a team for the Champions League on the bench. At the moment, as things are going, I'm going to have to play guys like Rojas every single game at the moment because of injuries. You know, it's important for a youngster to get minutes to be rested or rotate, etc. At the moment, it's now becoming that outside of the starting 11, we are just copying so many injuries. And after spending so much money and having all these players come in and having such a big squad, to cop 3-4 big massive injuries for first team players that are in and around the squad is ridiculous. I've never had it happen. unless there was an update overnight last night, and I've logged in today, we've copped 3 long-term injuries is ridiculous. But yeah, that is absolutely stupid. And if I cop another 3 to 6 month injury, I think this game is absolutely good, trying to conspire against me. This is ridiculous. Okay, YouTube, time to recap what has gone on outside of the injuries, etc., in the Champions League and, of course, in the league. Let's start in the league first. Let's start with the league first. It's been a pretty good year in the league. I might as well recap all of it because, may as well in the Premiership here. We beat Motherwell 5-1, 4-1 against St Mirren. Drew to Dundee, seemed to be one of our bogey sides. Beat Rangers 3-0, beat Hearts. Unfortunately, lost to Celtic in the midst of all the injuries that we've had. So already can't have an undefeated season. Not that I expected. We played okay. Probably didn't deserve to concede towards the end. Lee Brennan had a massive chance to put us 2-1 up as well. Beat Hibs, beat Livingston, and beat Aberdeen. So pretty standard apart from the 1-1 draw against Dundee United, and we did not play great in this game, to be fair. We probably did enough to win, but we also gave them a goal XG, so it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and complain too much. In terms of how the data hub looks here, we're only a goal over where we should be. We finished 18 or so goals a plus. We're actually 4 goals under our XGA, which kind of means that the defensive changes we made are working really, really well. We're 2 points on where we should be as well. So having one of the better defenses in the league is definitely very interesting. I've actually started switching a little bit more into that defensively minded 4-4-2, which I think has really helped. If we now go to the Champions League, because that's what you're really here for, let's go and have a look how we've gone. So after drawing of Anderlecht, we beat Hajduk Split. That is correct. We finally win our first game in the Champions League. When I say finally, it's the second game we've ever played in it. But nice to find a win and nice to see us score. The Franca finally scoring in the Champions League is probably more the story here. Great bit of football, great ball from Sotomore. De Franca comes in. Going to put it out there, boys. Sotomore and De Franca starting to form a really nice partnership up front. And if they just get that little bit more clinical, I think Sene is going to find it hard to get back into the side. Great ball in there and a good header as well. And then lucky last, Sotomore winning it back, getting down this right-hand side and again finding De Franca, his forward partner, and making it 3-1. We did concede very, very, very late doors, and to be fair, they also then hit the post a minute after this as well, which made me a bit nervy. Should have switched into the defensively minded 4-4-2 earlier, but that's fine. Against AC Milan, we played against an AC Milan side that is this good. They got Rafael Leo on the left-hand side. We're not contending with him. We're nowhere near this sort of level. They got Karim Konate up front, looking fantastic. Look how good he looks. And other players to mention in there, Yuri Timber is a fantastic, defender. They got Bigelow in goals. Manningham, apologies, in goal, who's world class. You're not going to contend with these guys. And to be fair, we lost 3-0, but we probably deserved a goal on the day, I felt. We weren't as clinical as we should be. We're never going to win the possession battle here. We're always going to get pretty much pressed out of it. And I think these guys will see that from this first highlight. They're just on top of us. Mariba couldn't deal. And Rafael Leao, if you give him a chance, he generally scores. He's that good. I used him in Glory Hunter last year. The guy is insane. Again, on the press, trying to play out, and I like that we try to play our football. The 4-4-2 does feature us playing out from the back, and that is a very good finish from Rafael Leao to beat Sen as well, which, that's got to be difficult to obviously contend with. And then yet again, playing out from the back, another mistake. When you look at it, we didn't give anything major away, just in terms of from open play, them breaking us down. It was more our own faults, but I prefer to see these guys go and try to play football in the system than not, and try and learn and adapt to that sort of level. As things stand, we're doing okay in the Champions League. We got Inter next, and that'll be a part of the next episode as well. We currently sit 18th on 4 points. Last season, you needed 9 points to get through on goal difference. Roughly 10 would probably get you there. If you get to the magical 10-point mark, you generally are safe. And that's what we're targeting so far. So with the games left in the Champions League, we're not beating Inter. Celta Vigo, maybe we can do a job against. PSV, maybe. And then Real Madrid and Atletico. As things stand, that would be, 3? That's 4 points. That's going to be 7 points. Need to find a win probably against Celta Vigo here or something along those lines. So I'm probably, unless I beat Celta Vigo at home and PSV at home, which are the two massive games for us, I don't see us getting through the top 24, which is okay in our first year in the Champions League. We are also out of the Viaplay Cup as well. Amidst all the injuries, I had to go pretty full strength in the Viaplay Cup competition Last thing I need to touch on, and we had a red card inside the first 10 minutes. So St. Johnstone, who we still had better XG then and better possession than with 10 men, were able to score their chances. We weren't, and we ended up losing there, which might be a blessing in disguise, considering the fact that we have all the injuries. We will eventually look to win that competition and maybe the Scottish Cup in future seasons. This might just be a year just to get through the Champions League, see where we sit, win the league again, and really look to just cement ourselves as one of the better teams in Scotland and get through a season where we have a lot of injuries. With that being said, thank you for checking out another episode. Give it a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.